At the Daytona 24 Hours, Corvette unleashed the new Z06 GT3.R. It's the successor to the phenomenally successful C8R, which won 22 races and 8 championships across 4 years of competition in IMSA and WEC.
This next generation Z06 GT3R is the closest race car to production car that we've ever done in the history of Corvette racing.
The design team at General Motors has collaborated with the engineers at Pratt and Miller to create a race car that leverages the best aerodynamic features of the Z06 to create performance in the race car.
3 years in the making, the team were able to draw on a combination of racing heritage and design expertise to create a car they hope will prove ultra competitive in series like the IMSA Sports Car Championship.
Simulation has been a key enabler to designing this race car. One of the things we were really impressed with when we first went out on track is how well what we were seeing in real life correlated to what we saw in the virtual world when we were developing this car.
There's a lot of simulation on the race op side, so they can come up with targets for us, kind of performance targets for the car, and then targets for us on weight, CG, things like that. Targets for the aero guys to hit so that the car can perform as intended.
The team looked to utilize as much of the technology employed in their road-going Z06 as possible to create the customer-focused race car that will be competing on track in 2024.
The benefit of using more production content in this vehicle, especially the body in white that we're getting directly from Bowling Green, is knowing that we're getting the same quality parts that we put in all of our production cars to use for the race car.
Factory crankshaft, rods, pistons, blocks, cylinder heads. The only things we changed were the sump to get the lower center of gravity into the car, so we did a custom billet sump and oil system. The intake manifolds production, throttle bodies, tire valve train, cylinder head.
We change what we need to in terms of adding the safety cage, changing some of the suspension points, adding the necessary and mandatory pieces from the FIA rule set to make sure that it's legal for competition.
After its racing debut in Daytona, the GT3R will next be seen at the second round of the IMSA Sports Car Championship. The Mobil won 12 Hours of Sebring.